Today I talk about various locations you can walk your cat in and the pros and cons. Number 1 is the forest. The pros are that there are a lot of trees you can put your cat on if something happens. Generally, cats feel secure in that kind of location. The other pro is that you have the possibility to find a lot of locations or little areas, trails, where nobody is around and you can have very relaxed walks. It's the best location for off-leash training. The cons are, depending on trail or area of the forest, that there might be not the best view. So if people or dogs come, you won't see them as soon as in other areas like in the meadow. The other possible con is that there might be wild animals. So you need to really consider what kind of wild animals are in the forest you walk in and if they might be a problem or not. For example, in the forest I walk my cats, we have some wild animals, for example deer, even like big stags, wild boar, I guess some foxes too, snakes, mice, rabbits, and frogs and predatory birds, and well, non-predatory birds too, of course. I think that's about it. No coyotes, no wolves. So we never had problems in 8 years, and I mostly walk my cats off-leash in forests. All the animals run away when we come, but my rule, of course, is that I walk in front of my cats. So I basically warn the wild animals while turning into a trail by being the first one. And sometimes when I'm new in a trail and I'm not sure what kind of wild animals there are, I cough very loud multiple times to warn them, and that works very well. So my cats mostly don't encounter wild animals at all. Sometimes mice, sometimes frogs, snakes. Yeah, snakes sometimes are a little bit stupid. They don't necessarily immediately flee. So they sometimes think they just stay there in the bush and don't move, and maybe we just walk by. But with my white cat Otani, that works very well. He doesn't really notice anything regarding the wild animals. But my female cat Yozora, the grey one, she noticed everything. So she did hunt plenty of snakes in her life. 3 of them she killed. I couldn't save the snakes, but the other snakes I could save. About the birds and the predatory birds, especially, sometimes I see them fly over us in a circle, like searching and evaluating the situation. But I'm there and close to my cats, so they never tried anything. And with non-predatory birds, my cats never caught a bird in their life in 8 years. Forest birds are very clever, and they keep a big distance. The second one is the meadow. The pros are that you have a great view. You can see if somebody comes very soon and have a lot of reaction time. Also, especially if you walk your cats off leash, it's a perfect place to sprint and run around and really get the energy out. The cons are, especially in the beginning, that some cats might feel insecure because there's not really a hiding place. Also, of course, in the meadow there could be wild animals. That's like the same thing with forests. Another pro for forests and meadows are that there's a very low possibility to get parasites from other animals, like dogs and outdoor cats. My cats never caught fleas or whatever kind of illness in forests or meadows. So that's, for me personally, the biggest plus. Less risk for disease. The third one would be the beach. It's kind of like the meadow. Great view for seeing danger as soon as possible. A lot of room to run around. Cats may feel less secure. And additional to that, the waves. of course the sound of the waves, the water could spook them. So depending on your cat. I walked my cats on the beach and they needed a little time, like a few minutes to calm down, with a little help from me, but then they walked off leash without a problem. The next one would be a football field or similar, like a fenced area with grass. I think it's a pretty good one. The pros are again the view, the fence is a help too. Great place to run around. The cons are that there is a possibility for disease and parasites because, in the football fields I know and I walk my cats in, there are outdoor cats roaming around, and sometimes people come with their dogs and let them walk around. So that's actually a big con too, because you can't be too relaxed. You really need to keep an eye on if people come or not, and you need to see what kind of time players come and stuff. So it can be a great area, but has some cons. Next one would be the village. The pros are, well, there's just one pro in my opinion: training. So you can make them less spooky for about people, cars, dogs, whatever. But for everyday walk, I personally don't think it's good. Except your cat is very confident and doesn't scare easy. But if you have a shy cat, that's like a nightmare to walk every time in a village. There's just too much going on, too much smells. Dogs mark the territory. There are outdoor cats which mark the territory. And with shy cats, that's the big deal. Another con for the village is, of course, the risk of disease and parasites. The next one would be the city. Well, if you have a confident cat, I think that may not be a problem. But I think most cats won't like walking in the city. There's just too much going on. The air is not really clean, and too many dogs and people and noises. I guess it's maybe a good idea for training if the cat is not too scared. But for everyday walk, I wouldn't recommend it. The next one would be the backyard. The pros are it is secure, nobody will be in the way or disturb you walking your cat. Also, it's very comfy, you don't have to go anywhere to walk your cat. The cons are if you have a lot or even just one outdoor cat walking around there in your garden or around it and marking its territory. If your cat is shy, it might dislike walking there or even completely refuse to leave the house and walk into the backyard. So all in all, depending on your cat's character, you need to choose the best location.